Hey guys, I'm Ivory and today I'm not doing a wear test. I know I've been doing a lot of wear tests lately, and as much as I love them and I know you guys love them, I don't want this channel to only be wear tests. So I thought I would mix it up today and do a full face of expired makeup products. A friend of mine actually asked me for a bunch of my makeup, and as I was sifting through everything, I was like, oh my god, this is expired, this is expired. I wonder if I have a full face, and shamefully I do. So that is going to be today's video, and as you can see, I'm in natural lighting for no particular reason. I know the last time was because it was raining, but this time I just really wanted to be in natural lighting. I don't know, something about the soft boxes and the ring lights just feels like very stuffy to me, whereas just sitting down in natural lighting just feels more relaxed. Realistically, I would love to be outside right now, but because of COVID, I know for a fact that my neighbor has her office set up so that it's facing my backyard. So I just don't feel comfortable with her watching me film. It's such a vulnerable thing to see me do. I don't even let my husband see me, and I've been with him for 10 years. So I thought this would be the next best thing. I'm right at the door where it would lead me to outside, but not quite outside. But before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I try to post new videos every single week, and also be sure to follow me on my social media. Everything is _ivorypcherry. Okay, so a couple of disclaimers. First of all, because you're in natural lighting, well, I'm in natural lighting, the lighting's gonna be inconsistent. That is normal. So just know that sometimes it's gonna look like I'm going in and out in terms of brightness. And the second thing, this video is just for fun. I am going to take my makeup off as soon as I'm done with the video, so you don't have to worry about me wearing expired makeup all day. Although I will say a lot of the products I still use. I personally don't find anything wrong with using expired makeup. I guess it depends what the product is, but in general, I don't mind when a product says that it's past its expiration date. But I wanted to emphasize that this is for fun, for entertainment. I don't want to be hearing, oh, that's nasty, oh, that's gross, no wonder why your skin is bad. If you're gonna say that type of comment, just going out of here. I'll see you in the next one. All right, I'm gonna go in with my base first. So I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I've had this for so long, and in the time that I've had this, they changed the packaging. So it doesn't look like this anymore. It's like way cooler and sleeker, but this used to be my go-to primer. I loved this thing. Is there any left? Oh my God, it's like that last amount of toothpaste that you need before you get a new bottle. Oh, okay, it just squirted out at me. We got some, barely any, but we're gonna work with it. I'm pretty sure that was the last of this primer, so I should put it in my empties bin. Next up, we have foundation. We have the Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir, which is, excuse me, Millie. My dog, you can barely see her, but she's in the corner. She makes weird noises, just ignore her. I always appreciate when they put an actual expiration date instead of just how long it takes to expire. And this expired November 2019. Let's put it on our face. This has discontinued, but it was my favorite foundation. Do I even have a mirror? All right, I'm just gonna use this as a mirror, although now you know what I'm probably gonna use for my eyes. But they have discontinued this, unfortunately. Someone did comment, and I don't know if this is really true, but I do know for a fact that Covergirl wasn't always cruelty-free. They are now, but it wasn't always that way. And I think the Covergirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir was not cruelty-free, so maybe they're gonna remake this formula, but in a cruelty-free version. I'm really hoping that's the case because I just don't feel like a lot of people weren't buying this foundation. Like, I don't believe that for a second. You can see that I love this foundation so much that I'm just scraping it, and I'm barely getting any actually. I'm gonna have to get a brush or something and just really dig in there. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. This is one of the few foundations where I'm gonna use every last drop. Like, even though the pump no longer works because it's so low, I'm going to scrape it until it looks like the bottle is completely empty. Like, there was never any foundation. It's an empty vessel. And it does have a scent to it. It smells very fresh. I always compare it to the Febreze scent Clean Linen. That's the best way that I can describe it. And it does have SPF in it, which is nice because it's summer. Look at that, just one coat. All right, so the next thing is concealer. I'm using the Infallible Pro Glow. Okay, so my friend gave me this, and she is a big advocate of throwing things away when they're supposed to expire. So every single time she buys a liquid product, on the side of it with tape, she would write when it was supposed to expire. So this was supposed to expire May of 2020, so it just expired. So if you really care about throwing things away when they're supposed to go, I actually think her way of doing it is pretty smart. But like I said, I'm just not a wasteful person. That's not in my nature. I use things up till the very end, basically. So even when something's expired, if the bottle is still not empty, I'll keep using it. All right, next I'm gonna set my entire base. I'm using the Dermablend Loose Setting Powder. I still love this. I use this in all of my wear tests. I mean, what's the worst that can happen with loose powder if it expires? I'm genuinely asking. Even though I know that this is past its prime, it definitely doesn't act like that. I'm actually testing not setting my entire face. So I set only the areas where I applied concealer, but everywhere else with the sponge that has just a little bit of powder, I'm gently pressing it in, but I'm not adding any more powder. So when I touch it, I still feel a little bit of tackiness from the foundation. But I've noticed that even though I don't set it, sometimes depending on the foundation, it still wears perfectly fine. It is hit or miss, but there are some foundations that I either lightly set or I just only set the areas with concealer and then the rest, and it still is totally fine. All right, so next off we have bronzer. This is the Colourpop. It says pressed powder face, which makes it sound like it's not a bronzer, but the color to me is a bronzer. It doesn't actually have an expiration date, but Colourpop doesn't sell this anymore. It's discontinued from their site. So even though I don't know if it's actually expired, I do know that it's old enough to not be sold anymore. This kind of reminds me of the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer because it has a little bit of sheen to it, not shimmer, sheen. I have not put makeup on my face for about a month, so I've kind of forgotten how to film and also how to just do makeup. I did like a week and a half where I just filmed wear tests back to back, and those videos have lasted me all up until this time. It was a month and a half worth of content, so I chose to take a long break and I've really enjoyed it, but now I've kind of lost the groove of things. Okay, that looks muddy as shit. You definitely have to fix this. All right, let's see what it looks like. It looks like I just undid everything that I did in the previous step. Great. For blush, I'm using, these are all old blushes, by the way. I got them right around the same time, but I think this one's the oldest. This one is from Beige Cosmetics. It came in a kit and I ripped apart the kit and I put it in a Z palette. This was part of the kit too. This is a light pink highlighter, and it came with banana powder, and I think it came with a bronzer too. And I completely finished up the bronzer. You could tell how diehard I was about this blush by how much I hit pan. As someone who has a lot of blushes, I will say it is extremely gratifying when you finally hit pan, even if it's a little one. But this is a big pan, so you know I've had this for a long time. I feel like ever since I started my channel, the only thing I ever really finish is cream or liquid products such as foundations, concealers, that type of thing, mascaras, and eyebrow pencils. But that's really it. Powder products, I don't really hit them anymore. And this blush that I'm wearing right now, I know I've had it for at least 3 or 4 years because I remember getting it in the second apartment that I had with Steve. That's how I'm able to conceptualize time. I don't know about you guys, but after I moved out of my mom's place, the way I can piece together parts of my life is where I was living with Steve. So with actually all my makeup, I can remember, like, did I have this in the apartment? Did I have it when I bought the house? And before I lived with Steve, I lived with my mom, and the way that I was able to conceptualize time when I was living with my mom is what grade I was in. So I was never the type of person that was like, oh, this happened in 2003. In my head, I would think, oh no, I was in 7th grade when that happened. And then from 7th grade, I think about what age I was, and that's when I'm able to figure out the actual date or year. Like off the top of my head, do I remember the exact year that 9/11 happened? No, but I do remember that it happened when I was in 3rd grade, and then I figure it out from there. My foot's asleep. Okay, this blush works exactly how I remember it always did. Okay, moving on. Oh, my foot's falling asleep again. All right, I went ahead and did my brows off of camera. This is the Midas Cosmetics Crown Brow Pencil. I don't think this is expired. I'm pretty good, like I said, about finishing brow products. I finish around 1 to 2 pencils a year, and I'm sure the minimum is at least 6 months for a pencil, so I think we're good. I'm gonna move on to my eyes. I'm using the Huda Beauty New Nude Palette. This is supposed to last 12 months. By the way, if you are worried about when your makeup products expire and you don't know where to look, this is where you look. On the back of each palette, there's gonna be what looks like a little container, and you can see right here it says 12M, which means 12 months. So if you are diligent about when you should throw something out, just think about when you bought it and then check to see if they have this type of marking somewhere on the packaging, and then just, I don't know, you could do what my friend did with a piece of tape and a marker. She just wrote when to throw it out. But I'm gonna go ahead and use this palette. I love this palette. I still love this palette. You guys know I use this palette all the time. So the fact that they say that this is expired means absolutely nothing to me. I'm gonna go ahead and just do an eye look. I don't know what I'm gonna do, and this isn't a tutorial by any means. I'll go over what I'm doing though, and hopefully the end result is good. I've never had a bad look with this eyeshadow palette. I mean, that's open for interpretation, but I've always liked the looks that I've created with this palette. But with a fluffy brush, I'm going in to the shade Secret, and that is the first shade that I'm putting down. Anyways, I hope everyone is doing well during this quarantine. I really feel like I haven't been able to talk to you guys because my wear tests are pretty structured. So I just feel like there's not a lot of time to just do like a get ready with me, at least in those types of videos. But this one I feel like could be a little bit more relaxed. This is going on the 3rd month of quarantine for us, and Steve and I have fully adapted to it. I do miss going out to restaurants, sitting in a booth, trying to get away from home. There have been times where we just wish we could have dinner at B-dubs or something, just a change of scenery. That's what I miss the most. In my spare time, I don't know, I feel like I've said it, but I said it really briefly, but me and Steve have been fostering. In the time that quarantine started, I have fostered 3 dogs already, and I have a 4th one coming this Sunday. By the way, it's Wednesday. What day is today? June 25th. So I have a 4-month puppy coming in a couple days, and I'm fostering them one by one. I did have a period where I was fostering 2 puppies. They were from the same litter, and I had 4 dogs in this house. I have 2 dogs of my own, and it was just chaos. I don't think I'll ever do that again unless there is an emergency, and in that case, it was an emergency. The amount of work to have 2 puppies, it's not just doubling, it like goes exponentially up. So unless another situation was ever presented to us like that, we won't ever have 2 puppies in the house again. 3 dogs in the house is where I'm comfortable. With my finger, I'm just gonna take Crave. I'm just gonna add that to my lid. If you love animals, I highly recommend fostering. It's extremely rewarding, and I'm a person that does get attached to animals, but I will say it definitely gets easier. The first foster that we ever had, we got really attached. I was very emotional, like the whole day I was crying, but it really does get easier. And the way you think about it is they're going to a good home. You do get a say, at least from my foster agency, you do get a say in who adopts them, because you do a meet and greet with them, but you do get to say like, oh, I don't think that this is a good fit. You will not be having this dog. So when you finally give up your foster, you can feel comfortable knowing that you're sending it to a good home. And the people that I've given the foster to, they've been really nice about texting me and updating me and giving me pictures and stuff. So it does make me feel better to see them in their new home. I'm taking a Sigma E44, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Spanked as well as Love Bite. I'm gonna put that on the outer V. I'm gonna take the first shade, which was Secret, and I'm just gonna squish the bristles and then just tight line my lower lash line. This is gonna be a real simple look because I have clearly forgotten how to make up. So with my finger, I kind of just wiped it off. I went in with the shade Daydream, and I just packed that on the outer edges, kind of overlapping the purple we just put down. And I'm gonna go back and forth between reapplying the matte shade because I do want it to be not dark, but darker, but I want a little bit of shimmer to it too. All right, so I'm pretty happy with my eye look. I want it to be pretty subtle, wearable. I'm gonna go ahead and apply mascara and false lashes. The mascara I'm using is the Thrive Causemetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. Don't know if this is expired. I don't think it is, but if it is, it's not far off from its expiration date. I'm pretty good about mascaras. That's the one thing where I'm like, if it's a year old and the expiration date is 6 months, that's like kind of icky to me. But usually a mascara will last 6 to 8 months if I use it consistently. And then for lashes, I'm using the Beffalon Faux Mink Lashes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the brand correctly, but I found these on Amazon and I really like them. They're really comfortable. They don't feel heavy, which is something that I struggle with a lot. And they're pretty cheap. I think for 3 packs, it's about $9. And these are my favorite. I had a phase where I was going through the Cuckoo lashes, and those are also really good, but these are softer. The Cuckoo lashes, they looked nice, but they felt a little bit plasticky. Like they felt cheap. These are definitely an upgrade from them. I forgot what a big difference lashes make. I believe in miracles. All right, so I'm gonna set my brows. I'm using the Benefit Gimme Brow Volumizing Fiber Gel. This is in 4.5. This came in my Ipsy bag. This has a 6-month lifespan. Pretty sure this is over 6 months. I'm gonna use I was trying to use the viewfinder to do my brows, but I don't trust it. And this also still works perfectly fine. It's a little dry, but it's fine. All right, next up we have highlighter. This is the Physicians Formula Warm Nudes. I believe it's called the Shimmer Strips. I've broken this a lot. I don't actually see an expiration date anywhere, but I've had this for over 3 years. I used to wear this every single day at work. Not as actual highlighter, but I actually liked putting my finger and using it as a lid color, and I would do that basically every single day. And there are different hues inside this box. Like there's bronze, there's coppers, there's pink, there's like a white, there's a champagne color. So every single day I would just change it up. And I still recommend it. I really like this still. I like the variety that it has, and it's multi-use, so it's a little bit pricey initially. I think it's about somewhere in between $13 to $15, but I think it's worth it because here we are years later and I still use it. And you can see like it just gives it a nice healthy sheen. You know, I don't like a super blinding glow. You know, I'm one of the odd ones, but I do like when something looks radiant and healthy. And I'm not using any particular color. I kind of just go everywhere, and then whatever color that is, I just take it. And then for lips, I'm using the Milani Amore Matte Lip Creams. This is probably one of the oldest liquid lipsticks that I have in my collection. So I just figured that it would probably be expired if there is a date. 12 months. Oh girl, I've been using this for 3 years. Okay, the top is definitely crusty and dried up. But that formula is still good. That one coat coverage. Some people think that these are too drying, but I never felt that way about them. I didn't realize how shameful I would feel because a lot of these products, even though they are expired, I use them quite frequently. So I'm slightly embarrassed, but I figured I'm not the only person who does this, okay? So before you go and judge me, you go look in your own collection and see what is expired and that you still use. And then you come talk to me. And then to set my face, I'm using the Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray. This, oh, 24 months. I think I bought this about 2 years ago, so either it just expired or it's going to very soon. Either way, I'm pretty low on this. I have about 1/4 of it left. And this is it, guys. I really like the way my makeup turned out. A lot of these products I still routinely use, or at least I re-rotate them into the mix every couple months. So to be totally honest, I'm still gonna use them. I don't see a problem with the products that I'm using. They work great, they perform great. So as long as they don't smell off or, you know, don't perform as well, I'm just gonna keep using them. But that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed. And if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and feel free to comment down below what videos you'd like to see from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.